Hey, folks, welcome to Spooky Appalachia, where every week we feature a story sent in by you, the fans. So, for this week's story, I decided to let one of our co hosts, Donald, take the helm and share two stories that he found from North Carolina. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
How's it going, everybody? It's Donald this time. I came across two short but very interesting stories that fit the theme for what we do, and I wanted to share them with you. I hope you enjoy listening, and let's get to it. My fiance and I were hiking near Winding Stair Gap in North Carolina. If you've never been, it's lots and lots of trees, mountains, and places to camp. It was late in the afternoon, and we decided to stop and take a short break just to rest our legs and enjoy nature. The forest was thick, but beautiful. However, it was oddly silent. No birds, no bugs, no small critters around us. Just a little spooky. We sat there for several minutes in silence, still looking around when all of a sudden, maybe 30 yards off trail and downslope, several small trees started violently shaking. First one, then two, and then nothing. A few moments go by, and again, some more tree shaking in roughly the same area. We both stood up and took a few steps in the direction of the commotion, and the shaking stopped. A minute or two go by, with nothing happening, and then BAM! There was a loud thumping sound, like a bat was swung against a tree. Bang! It happened again, and the two of us nearly jumped out of our shoes. I'd like to say we backed away slowly, but I can't. We quickly retreated, at least 10 or 15 yards, and everything stopped. There was silence. No more tree shaking, no loud bangs, just silence. I thought maybe a bear had decided to climb a tree, or maybe even a tree fell, but I'm positive it was neither. The hair on my body stood on end, and I felt an overwhelmingly urge to leave immediately. We looked at each other with the same thought in mind. It was time to go, so we turned back and headed out. So another one from the same poster. This one's a little shorter. On another section hike, this time I was camping on Tray Mountain in Georgia, another area with mountains and thick forest. While hiking, I met up with two individuals. Late one evening, we were relaxing after dinner on a rock outcrop, just talking about our trip so far and the plans for the next day. As we continued talking, we were discussing the stars and satellites as we watched them up in this moving across the sky. I was watching what I thought was a satellite until suddenly the object stopped. It shot across the sky in the opposite direction, zoomed back across, bolted downward towards the skyline, then once more back up, and then vanished. I took a minute to digest what I just saw. I looked over at the others, and before I even said a word, they both just nodded their heads and had the same look of disbelief on their faces. We never saw anything else like that during our trip. So, two short but interesting experiences shared by this individual, both out in the middle of nowhere in the forest. But similar stories that we hear from many other people that have experienced something like this. And one interesting fact that I did look up is that I've never been to Winding Stair Gap myself, but it is near Murphy, North Carolina, and that is one location where there is supposedly a lot of Bigfoot activity. Murphy is to the west of Winding Stair Gap. So lots of mountains, lots of trees. So something to think about. Very interesting. Very cool. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to finding some more for you. Take care.
Hey folks, we hope you enjoyed this video. And don't forget, if you want to send us a story to have featured on the channel, you can email us at spookyappalachia@gmail.com, or you can send us one by mail. Spooky Appalachia, P.O. Box, Radford, Virginia, 24143. And you can send it to our P.O. Box there. It's up on the screen too. So you can send it both ways. And you can also, send it to us through DMs on Twitter and Facebook, or, on one of our Facebook groups like the Spooky Appalachia Facebook group. We'll catch you in the next video, and have a good night, folks.